Alright guys, I'm here with my boy Chuck with another deck profile. Chuck here topped third place on the inaugural Xanadu Edison format tournament.
Yes, sir.
Alright Chuck, what you gonna show us what you got?
Yeah, first and foremost, I really suck at this game.
You don't.
I really was like bad. Some of the side deck choices, some of the stuff I did not use. Crows was definitely supposed to be in my side deck, but we're gonna talk about that later. So I was literally between 3 decks coming into this. I was supposed to be helping Evan like do all the work with the tournament, and I kind of didn't change the deck at the last minute because I was trying to help him run stuff. So I just kept it as is. I was like, I'm gonna play it, and it should be fine. And it did actually. It was pretty fine. I went 3-1.
Third place is fine enough.
Yeah, it did perform pretty good, but there's some things I did miss. So I'm just gonna go talk about the deck. So 3 Caius. Caius is like perfect for like spot removal. Like there's a lot of like hamsters and Raikou obviously in like everybody's deck that you just need to remove like problematic cards. Dandelion need to go, you know, Snowman need to go, certain Blackwings need to go, stuff like that. So Caius like helped out a lot. So I definitely would keep this at 3, hands down. If I want to side one out,
one of them at least.
Yeah, if I'm going to side one out, I just side one out. But I like having 3. The 2 Cyber Dragons was something that I was going to side deck, but I kind of wanted the main deck to like apply pressure. Because believe it or not, this deck like struggles with like 1800 beaters, like Ashura hurts, Gemini monsters, 1900 monsters like hurt, like a lot of like floating
all
monsters.
The hero stuff.
All the hero stuff. Like heroes is like one of the worst matchups with this deck. And Blackwings, like Blackwings hands down. If I can't side this, Blackwings beats the crap out of this deck. It's like a problem. So the Cyber Dragon was kind of like a pressure point card that you just put on the board and hope them respond. So you could set a spy, set a hamster, set a Raikou. So like it did the purpose. If it fished out bottomless, it was great. I did have a couple instances where I used the Chimera attack for having this in the main deck, so that helped a couple times too, but I would definitely probably still keep the 2 Cyber Dragons in the main. I wouldn't kick it to the side. 3 Spies, so originally I was only playing 2. I actually really kind of like 3 because sometimes like the Flamvell engine doesn't get to start rolling if you don't hit the Raikous or the
Sometimes
milling.
just draw Magician too.
Yeah, you definitely, in drawing Magician, you draw that all the time. In fact, I drew Magician more than I drew Fire Dog.
Yeah.
It literally happened all the time. So like the Spy of the Wall helps. The Descendant literally came up. There was actually like one game where I literally like won a duel because I literally had 3 Gravekeeper Spies where I flipped them all and I literally descended and just pop monster, pop monster, pop monster, pop 1 back row and then just attack with everything for game. So like the Descendant with the 3 Spies, I never thought it was going to come up, but it actually did, and I was happy about it. The 1 Hamster, I was contemplating going to 2, but I actually purposely liked 1. Gale, out the Stardust is kind of a must. I mean, Stardust gives any deck problems, so like a 1 card out to Stardust is something you have. Gores was probably like literally the best card that I played. Like I always like having Gores. I don't commit to the board at all. And just kind of just like play with my hand because I feel like if you lose card advantage, you usually lose the game, and that kind of happens. This right here, in theory, I liked it, but this card I've never summoned all game. It never came up, not even once. I probably would take this out.
Is it just the Raikous?
Just the Raikous, and like if I made an Android or something.
Oh, you got the Cyber Dragons.
Or the Cyber Dragons too, anything like that. But like I never made this. I never used this card one time.
Right.
I definitely would probably cut this for something else. The way I was trying to hold on to a hand, I would probably use Trag over this because I like Trag for the level manipulation and then like stealing monsters because you got like 7, you got like 6s, you got like 5, so that could come up. But I didn't like this card. 3 is kind of a must. I mean, it's a rekindling deck. You kind of got to keep it. 3 Flamvells, I wouldn't go down to 2. It's a rekindling deck again. You kind of got to keep it. 3 Raikous, I would not dumb this down to 2. You need to mill stuff in the grave. I would definitely keep this at 3. 2, I feel like would be incorrect. Mind Control, and I kind of put like the Brain Control over here. Mind Control, Brain Control, I really like. Taking somebody's monsters and like, there was so many hamsters and Raikou type decks, so like being able to resolve their Raikou and just like giving it back to them to do nothing, or resolving their hamster and flipping it over and setting my own Raikou, I really like that. That works great. MST's MST, Heavy's Heavy. Allure I kind of like because like you don't have anything that kind of helps you draw cards, so the Allure is really good. I kind of like last minute decided to play the Econ because like it helps with Fire Dog, like putting certain things in defense. It really helps. It kind of goes tangent with the same idea with the Book of Moon. Now, granted, the Book of Moon helps with the recruiters like the Raikos and the spies, but like there's big monsters that have big attack but small defense, and like Book and Flamvell helps out a lot.
Did you ever end up stealing with the Econ?
Yeah, I actually did that multiple times.
Yeah.
To try to push for game or try to like sink her off. Like I did that like probably 2 or 3 times. I'm very, very like really offensive with this card, never really defensive.
Yeah, for sure.
3 rekindlings. I mean, enough said. It's a rekindling deck. I mean, yeah, run this at 1 and see what happens. I'm pretty sure you'll lose. Traps, solemn, because you get in those moments where you gotta settle a lot. Call it a haunted. I kind of didn't like this card because it kind of was locking up doors for sometimes if I didn't get rid of the monsters. So like, it really didn't. It was really mediocre. Like I could get away without this. I kind of like more chainable back rows. Compulse. I like having Compulse because believe it or not, like game 2, multiple people tried to knock me and I would Compulse my monster back, so I didn't like just auto lose my Raikou because that literally happened. Mirror Force is Mirror Force. Dust Shoot, I have to agree with like some of the other people, probably the best card of the game. Knowledge is everything. I need to know what's in your hand that lets me know how to play. And usually when somebody resolves Dust Shoot against me and I don't resolve my Dust Shoot, I'll probably lose. So Bottomless is chainable, so I like chainable stuff. And 2 D prisons because you need to get rid of Stardust.
Yeah.
So that's that. Side deck, real quick. I didn't want to main deck Torrential because I'm trying to like keep a board present. I felt like Torrential Hamster is bad. Torrential Raikou is bad.
A little bit of anti-synergy there.
Yeah, I feel like Torrentialing a lot of my board stuff is kind of bad. Like I kind of just want to be patient, set a card, and just
spies,
go.
You got the hamster.
Yeah, I feel like Torrential a spy. Like, did I really do something for myself? I felt like this was like bad.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be DD Crow, and I didn't find them in time. And I was like, I'm going to use this for like Blackwings or Geminis or any like problematic attacker. I didn't like this.
No? At
all. In theory, it sounds really, really great, but Crow hits so. There was Vayu Turo out, there was regular Blackwing out, Machina. Like Crow is such a better card. Like this is trash, in my opinion, over
Such
Crow.
a hot take.
No, I'm just being honest. Like everything else in my, and I'll keep going over everything else in my side deck. I would
Snowman
keep.
A little more, huh?
No, I wouldn't get rid of Dust Tornadoes because back rows is real. Like I literally had problems with the burn deck and like heavy MST Dust Tornado stuff like that. I needed because I wasn't playing Decree. So like this stuff was needed. I wouldn't take this out because Fairies is a real deck. I mean, I'm not even talking lights when I'm talking about like Fairies is a real deck.
Yeah,
like,
some people think it's the best.
Yeah, I'm not even disagreeing with that.
It's
Fairies
scary.
is a very scary deck.
Really
Floaters, the Arc-Light, and Christia. Christia is like an auto lose for a lot of decks, to be honest, if you can't beat it. So like, I wouldn't take this out. Like, this is really, really good. The only issue with it, like with anybody would tell you, is like, you need to run stuff to protect it because like 1900, 1800, 1700 Bora, Gale, so much stuff gets over it. So like, in my honest opinion, like, summon this card if you're trying to go for game or like, simplify the game state, but if you can't protect it, don't summon it because if you're not winning that turn, it's the next turn, I'm pretty sure it's gonna die.
Right.
And that's literally what I did. I held this card until I could do that. Oppression, I mean, it's like a great card. Gotta have it. Skill Drain, I did side this in a couple times. It's good. I mean, I usually like side this in and like try to protect it with Solemn and just kind of go for that and just trying to just keep beating people until I win the game. And again, like Smashing Ground, very underrated. Smashing or Fissures are very, very good cards. Like this deck will struggle against beat stick type cards other than Stardust, Colossal Fighter, Caius, or
Christia's.
Yes, Christia is a problem, so you need some type of spot removal. So that's that, and then like my extra deck. This situation came up where I definitely kind of could have used 2, and I had to special summon Cyber Dragon and kind of looked stupid. It really did come up. I probably would, it was either between this, 2 of these, or 2 Stardust, and I took the 2 Stardust route. And the 2 Stardust route, I actually did make multiple Stardust, multiple games, but I feel like Machina is a very good deck, and I feel like putting one of these in the side deck if you can't, you know, make room for it, and the extra you probably should do. Cataster, literally never made this. Android I made. Goyo, of course, I made. Brio I made. Arcanite, I did not make this, but in theory, it does come up. There's always plenty
I
of
think if your
situations.
deck can play it, you play
I mean,
it.
Yes.
you have the Gale in the spy.
Yes, like it really, I didn't need to make it because I had to descend it, but this is a makeable card. I wouldn't cut this. Rose is Rose. This came up with a situation where I could have made it, and I didn't. I ended up like Black Rose in the field, but this was still a choice.
The Armor Master?
Yeah. Of course, this is kind of tough to make, but you still need to have it just to use it. This was probably the go-to card for me. Literally one because I'm really making this card and just saying I'm going to pay the life points and attack. I mean, this card is really great. Like,
Yeah, it can call you back into a game for sure.
yes, it does. It sucks when you get, you know, Goyos in the mix, but if you can protect it, this card's really good. This card also saved me in the game. People don't realize, like, defense monsters and killing the floaters is a real thing. I literally, like, my last game, I literally attacked into a monster, literally killed 4 other monsters with this card.
We saw the plants today with the dandy tokens
Yes,
and all that stuff, the Amaryllis.
And if anything else, if people say they wouldn't use the effect, it's still a 3,000 beater. So,
Yeah.
like, this
I'm just a
card,
big boy.
this card's self-explanatory. If you know you're in a jam and they can't stop this, you put this in defense and just let them keep killing it.
Not to mention a lot of people were running Grevver today, so it's that add attack boost.
Yes. Mistworm did come up. I actually mistwormed somebody for 2 back rows and 1 monster, and then rekindling synchro, and then rekindling them again and just OTK'd them and killed them. Stardust and Stardust. Again, like I was saying, it was literally this, 2 of these, and 1 of these, or 2 of these. And I'm not playing Starlight Road, but like honestly, I still like 2 Stardust because the first one, honestly, it gets deep prison. Or you're gonna tribute it
Yeah.
all for a Raikou. And then that's
Compulse.
or Compulse. And in that same instance, when you have like multiple killings in a graveyard stat, you're like, you're gonna have to make something to start going through the back row, and you're gonna probably make the Stardust again. So,
For sure.
like honestly, even though I probably would like this at 2, and I would probably still go the route of this just because this is gonna be the protector that I need. You need to be able to protect crap. And also, I honestly felt good about doing this and then setting on my back row. So that's honestly the deck. I like the way he definitely would drop the Chaos Sorcerer for something. I probably would drop the Call or Haunted for something, but other than that, I was happy with the way the deck performed. So that's the 3rd place deck.
Good shit, Chuck.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for doing this. See you next time.
Can't wait till the next tournament.